Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well and you've had a fantastic week. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for Lamb Goat and the Moshville Times. And today I am back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 5 brand new albums that I want to talk about, and I'm just going to jump straight into these. Okay, so first up on today's list, I have Slowfall with Blood Eclipse. And this is the third studio album from the progressive melodic death metal band from Finland. Huge Amorphous vibes in this album, so if you are a fan of Amorphous, you're definitely going to want to check this one out. They balance that progressive artistic element, which is very subtle but quite impactful at the same time, with that aggressive yet gorgeous melodic death metal sound. This is an absolutely fantastic record, and it is so ridiculously addictive to listen to. So you have all of those harsh melodics, you've got your screaming solos, your really intricate yet beautiful riffs, blast beats, really cool rhythmical drums, and dense bass lines. The vocal style is a mix between your guttural growls and your clean soaring vocals, but you do on occasion have those haunting whispers that really adds to the ambience of the album. This is an absolutely fantastic album. When I say progressive, it's not over the top. Yes, you do have your differing time signatures and your intricate riffs, but it flows and blends into the melodic death metal incredibly well, and it makes it a really enticing and exciting album to listen to. Now, what I really liked the most about this album is how they mix it up a little bit in terms of power and emotion and melancholy. They blend all three of these elements together to create a really dynamic, exciting sound. So like I said before, if you are a fan of the likes of Amorphous, Destinity, or the Nephilim album that I recommended a couple of weeks ago, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one. Absolutely loved everything about this. Definitely check it out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Drouth with The Teeth of Time. And this is the third studio album from the black death metal band from the US. Now, this is an absolutely fantastic black death metal album, and it balances that raw energy with really good production. So you have this really intense, dark black metal element with your tremolo picking and your intense blast beats, but you've also got the really harsh melodics and the brutal ferociousness of death metal rolled into one, and it's absolutely brilliant. So you've got your chugging riffs teamed with your tremolo picking, screaming solos, harsh blast beats, really dense chugging bass lines, and you also have those guttural growls that are incredibly venomous and rasping. They sound so evil. But on occasion, you do have subtle synths in the background and some string instruments like the viola that go along with that too, which creates this really dark atmosphere. This is a really enticing album to listen to, but it goes hard. This is a ridiculously heavy album, but it's really addictive to listen to as well. So if you are a fan of the likes of Sacramentum, Ulcerate, or Spectral Wound, you're definitely going to want to get onto this one, but I cannot get enough of this album. It's really dark, really fiery and intense, but really fun to listen to at the same time. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Anthropomorphia with Devoid of Light. And this is the 6th studio album from the death metal band from the Netherlands. Now I say death metal, but they also incorporate a little bit of black metal and doom metal into their sound, and this is a fantastic album. This is their first album in 6 years, and they have definitely come back with a bang. This is so aggressive and intense, and it goes straight for the jugular, but it's also incredibly ominous and evil sounding. So the vibe that you get from this album artwork is exactly what you get from the album itself. It's really eerie and foreboding and ominous, but it's so ridiculously crushing too. Now, this is a very atmospheric album, but the atmosphere has been generated by the guitar tone, so there's no synth involved in this whatsoever. It is a very guitar-driven record, so you can expect a lot of really intricate riffs and flying solos that just seem to soar and are so detailed. But it's a very captivating record, so the guitar tone does create that very dark essence that's going to completely annihilate everything at the same time. The blast beats in this album are insane. They just seem to go on forever, and they are so powerful. Team that with your guttural growls and screams, which are incredibly demonic. This is a very evil and fiery sounding album. But what I like the most about this album is, like I mentioned previously with the album artwork generating that kind of ambience for the album, this album is definitely devoid of light, so the title really does reflect that in the music. It's very dark, very ominous, and incredibly evil sounding, but ridiculously catchy at the same time. So if you are a fan of the likes of Grave, Benediction or Behemoth, you're definitely going to want to get onto this, but I absolutely loved this album, especially when you're in the mood for that really dark, grimy death metal with a little bit of doom and black metal thrown into the mix. Definitely check this one out, it's a fantastic record. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Sugger with Where Sun Resigns, and this is the third studio album from the atmospheric black metal project from Sweden. Now, I love my atmospheric black metal solo projects. The more atmospheric and haunting and heavy, the better, and that is exactly what you get with this. The label who have produced this, Nottermark Productions, are quickly becoming one of my favourite labels, especially for that really dark, atmospheric, mysterious black metal. That is what they're all about, and I absolutely love this. Now, from what I understand, Sugger is Swedish for shadows, so if there's any native speakers who are watching this video, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And it is a very shadowy, dark record, but it's incredibly beautiful and mysterious. So you have your tremolo picking, you've got your intense riffs and your blast beats, but you've also got a lot of synth mixed in as well. But it's really haunting and eerie, and it's not the focal point. It's not over the top, and it doesn't drown out the metal side of things. So if you are a fan of the likes of Burzum, Offness, or Fahrenholt, which I recommended a couple of weeks ago, you're definitely going to want to get onto this. But this is mysterious, it's fantastical, but incredibly brutally heavy and harsh at the same time. Very melancholic, very bleak, but highly addictive. Definitely check this one out. Okay, so last up on my list, but certainly by no means least, I am not going to be pronouncing this band correctly at all, so feel free to make fun of me in the comments because I'm making fun of myself at this rate. But I have Onfot with Dimsville, and this is the 5th studio album from the Finnish black metal band. Now, this is Finnish black metal done right. I absolutely loved this. Now, what I really liked about this album is the fact that it opens up with an instrumental of acoustic guitar on the backdrop of heavy rainfall. It's beautiful, it's relaxing, and it's incredibly atmospheric. But then it just explodes out of nowhere with your tremolo picking, your harsh riffs, screaming solos, blast beats, and really venomous, rasping demonic growls and screams. This is a highly addictive record. It is so catchy with really harsh melodics that bury themselves into your brain and they stay there for ages. Not to mention you've got your eerie haunting synths as well, which really capitalises on that eerie atmosphere that the band are going for, but it's an incredibly fiery face melter of a record. I love everything about this, and it's also quite ritualistic in nature, so it's really mysterious and it entices you in, but it's incredibly ferocious at the same time. So if you're a fan of the likes of Alderon, Malthus, or Sumerian Tombs, these are albums that I've recommended recently, you're definitely going to want to get onto this, but this is mysterious, dark, incredibly ferocious, but ridiculously catchy black metal, and I absolutely loved everything about this one. Definitely check it out, don't sleep on it. And that's it for this week's very quick New Metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records. And if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know and I will get them added to my list. If you use Spotify, check out the description box because I have included a Spotify playlist, which features every single album that I talk about on my New Metal Monday videos as soon as this video goes live. So if you use Spotify, make sure to follow that playlist. But if you don't use Spotify, don't worry because I have also included the band's Bandcamp links or their YouTube channels just so you guys can find the music that I'm talking about as easily as possible. Just a wee reminder that Slowfall is not available on Bandcamp at the time of recording and editing this video, but it is available on YouTube, so I have included it down there below. All of my social media handles are also in the description box, so if you want to follow me on social media where I am a lot more active, please feel free to do so, and I do interact quite a bit on there as well. Thank you all so much for all of your support. I appreciate you all as always. I love reading all of your comments and finding new recommendations and seeing you guys interact with each other about the music that I'm talking about as well. It warms my wee heart. It really does. So please keep it coming. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you very soon in my next video.